Chosen one, you are here. Not by chance. It is never by chance when it concerns you. They laughed when you fell silent, didn't they? They underestimated the depth of your silence, mistaking it for weakness, for defeat. They tried to extinguish your light, to cast shadows upon your path, to whisper doubts into your ears until your very soul seemed to echo their disbelief. You felt the weight of those stares, the chill of betrayal, the bitterness of injustice, planted by those who should have nurtured but chose to wound. But what they do not know, what they can never comprehend in their limited vision, is the nature of your essence. They do not understand that every attempt to diminish you only served to water an ancient seed of power that resides within you, a seed that waited patiently in the darkness of trial for the precise moment to break through the surface. And now, chosen one, you have been observing. Perhaps with a lump in your throat, perhaps with a silent tear, perhaps even with a spark of confusion. You have seen things, accidents, inexplicable misfortunes that seem to find, with an almost surgical precision, those very same individuals who tried to bring you down. A stumble here, a loss there, plans crumbling like sandcastles, masks falling, revealing the emptiness behind the arrogance. And a voice within you, that ancient, wise voice you almost forgot you possessed, whispers a truth the world outside would tell you to ignore. This is no coincidence. This message, chosen one, is the confirmation your soul craves. It is the map to understanding the unseen forces now moving in your favor. Because the accidents happening to your enemies, they are not accidents at all. They are echoes. They are responses. They are the inevitable harvest of what was sown under the shadow of malice and envy. The universe, in its infinite wisdom and impeccable justice, is speaking. And today, through this transmission, you will learn to hear every word clearly. You will understand that your journey, your pain, your silence, everything was recorded. And the cosmic scales, my dear chosen one, have begun to tip. Prepare yourself, because the truth that will be unveiled here will not only validate your experience, but will hand you the keys to understanding the power that resides in being who you are. If you feel the call of this truth vibrating in your deepest being, if you are ready to look beyond the veil and understand the divine mechanics at play, take a deep breath. Comment, "I see 777" as a decree of your readiness, as a signal to the universe that you are awake and receptive. Like this video to anchor this energy and subscribe, for the revelations that will follow are the nourishment your warrior soul has been seeking. The first great truth is about to be unveiled. 1. The echo of injustice and the silent decree of the universe. Chosen one, let us speak of the echoes first. Before the scales visibly tip, before the accidents manifest in the stark light of day, there is a resonance, a vibration that is set in motion by every act of injustice you have endured. Think of it, feel it. The whispered lie that slithered through the cracks of trust, the deliberate sabotage cloaked in false concern, the calculated betrayal that sought to shatter your spirit and steal your anointing. These were not random acts of unkindness, were they? No. You recognized the intent. You saw the glint of envy in their eyes, the subtle twist of a smile that did not reach the heart. You felt the energetic signature of their attacks, a cold, heavy blanket they tried to throw over your divine spark. They believed their actions were hidden, their motives concealed. They operated from the shadows, convinced that the darkness would shield their duplicity.
But here is the first profound truth you must anchor deep within your being, chosen one. The universe is an infinite, sentient field of consciousness. It sees all, it hears all, it records all. There is no shadow vast enough, no whisper quiet enough to escape its omniscient awareness. Every thought, every word, every action carries a specific energetic frequency, a signature unique to its source. And when those actions are steeped in malice, in deceit, in the deliberate intent to harm a soul on its divine path, especially a chosen soul like yours, those frequencies create a disturbance in the cosmic fabric, a dissonance, an imbalance. Imagine a perfectly still lake, its surface like glass, reflecting the heavens. Each act of injustice against you was like a stone thrown into that pristine water. Some were pebbles, causing small, almost imperceptible ripples. Others were boulders, creating violent waves that churned the depths. They believed these disturbances would be your undoing, that you would drown in the turmoil they created. What they failed to comprehend is the nature of this universal lake. It is not a passive recipient of their negativity. It is an active intelligence. And with every stone they threw, with every ripple of pain they sent your way, a silent decree was issued from the very heart of creation. A decree that states unequivocally, this imbalance will be rectified. This energy will be returned. This truth will be known. This isn't about a vengeful God with a thunderbolt, chosen one. This is about cosmic law, the fundamental principle of cause and effect, amplified and accelerated when the divine order is tampered with. Their actions against you were not just attacks on an individual. They were an affront to the sacred flow of life, an attempt to derail a destiny orchestrated by a power far greater than their limited understanding. The universe doesn't need to shout its intentions from the mountaintops. Its decrees are often silent, woven into the very fabric of reality. It is in the subtle shift of energies, the quiet alignment of circumstances, the unseen hand that begins to rearrange the pieces on the grand chessboard of life. While they celebrated their perceived victories, while they reveled in your pain or your silence, the universe was already taking notes. It was marking the ledger. It was preparing the response. This silent decree is not a wish, not a hope. It is an inevitability. It is the universe's promise to you that balance will be restored.
So, when you felt that profound sense of knowing that what was happening was wrong, that it wouldn't stand, that was your spirit attuning to this silent decree. That was your higher self recognizing the immutable laws at play. The pain was real, yes. The betrayal stung, absolutely. But beneath it all, a deeper current was already moving. The echo of their injustice did not fade into nothingness. It reverberated through the corridors of the cosmos, reaching the ears of the divine. And the response, though initially imperceptible to the untrained eye, was already in motion. This is the foundation upon which all else is built, the absolute certainty that no act of malice goes unnoticed and no cry for justice goes unheard. The universe has registered their every move, and its silent decree has set the stage for what is to come. Hold this truth. Let it soothe the old wounds. Let it replace any lingering doubt with a profound sense of peace. The game was never truly in their hands. 2. The inherent spiritual armor of the chosen. Chosen one, understand this. Your very essence, the divine spark that designates you as chosen, is not merely a title or a passive state of being. It is a living, breathing shield. It is an inherent spiritual armor, forged in the fires of celestial intention, and it has been with you since before your first breath in this incarnation. Those who sought to harm you, to diminish your light, operated under a grand illusion. They saw your physical form, your human vulnerabilities, your moments of doubt or weariness, and they mistook these for the entirety of your being. They could not perceive the layers of luminous protection that encircle your soul, a fortress of divine energy that is impenetrable to their basest intentions. Think of yourself as a sacred temple, chosen one. While the outer walls might occasionally be weathered by storms or even defaced by the ignorant, the inner sanctum, the holy of holies where your true spirit resides, remains untouched, inviolable. This inner sanctum is perpetually bathed in the light of the source, guarded by forces you may not always consciously perceive but are nonetheless profoundly active on your behalf. This spiritual armor is not something you need to earn or strive for. It is. It is woven into the very fabric of your soul's contract. When you were chosen for your unique path, your specific mission, you were also endowed with the necessary divine protection to see it through. The universe does not send its emissaries into challenging territories unequipped. That would be contrary to the very nature of divine wisdom and love. What does this armor consist of? It is multifaceted, a symphony of divine energies. The cloak of divine favor. There is an undeniable grace that surrounds you. Opportunities may arise from unexpected quarters. Help may appear in your darkest hour, and doors may open where only walls seemed to exist. This is not luck. It is the universe actively clearing your path, subtly nudging obstacles aside because your journey is deemed essential. The shield of truth. Lies and deceptions, no matter how cleverly crafted, eventually shatter against the truth of your being. Those who attempt to ensnare you in webs of falsehood find their narratives unraveling, their credibility crumbling. Your inherent connection to truth acts as a repellent to sustained deceit. They might cause temporary confusion, yes, but the light of your spirit inevitably exposes the shadows. The sword of intuition. Your inner knowing, that gut feeling, that persistent whisper. This is one of the most potent aspects of your armor. It alerts you to danger, guides you away from harmful entanglements, and reveals the true intentions behind false smiles. The more you honor and act upon this intuition, the stronger this blade becomes, capable of cutting through any illusion. The resilience of the phoenix. You have been through fires that would have consumed others, chosen one, yet you rise, again and again. This is not mere stubbornness. It is the alchemical power of transmutation embedded in your soul. Each trial, each attack, when met with the awareness of your chosen nature, serves only to temper your spirit, burning away dross and revealing more of your intrinsic brilliance. This resilience is a terrifying enigma to your detractors. They cannot understand how you keep emerging stronger. The unseen guardians. Be assured, you do not walk this path alone. Legions of light, ancestral guides, angelic protectors, call them what you will, stand as sentinels around you. Their presence might be felt as a sudden sense of peace in turmoil, an inexplicable warning that averts disaster, or a surge of strength when you feel you can go on no longer. They are part of your divine entourage, tasked with ensuring your ultimate safety and the fulfillment of your purpose. Those who plotted against you, in their spiritual blindness, could only target the periphery. They could throw their darts of malice, their stones of envy, but these projectiles, more often than not, would either miss their mark entirely, deflected by this unseen armor, or they would strike the outer layers, causing superficial wounds that your resilient spirit was always destined to heal and learn from. They could not touch your core. They could not extinguish your flame. Because your flame is not solely yours. It is a spark of the eternal flame, and no mortal hand, no dark intention can truly put it out. Their frustration, their bewilderment when their schemes failed to produce the catastrophic results they envisioned, stemmed from this very truth. They were fighting against a power they could neither see nor comprehend.
They were attempting to lay siege to a fortress whose foundations were laid by the divine architect himself. Embrace this knowing, chosen one. Visualize this armor of light surrounding you, pulsating with divine power. It is not an act of arrogance, but an acceptance of your sacred inheritance. It is this very armor that ensures that the accidents they begin to experience are not random, but a direct consequence of their own energies failing to penetrate your divine defense, and, as we shall see, beginning their inevitable journey back to their source. Your protection was and is absolute at the soul level. The rest is merely experience, designed to awaken you to this very power.
3. The law of accelerated return. When sent energy finds its sender. Chosen one, it is a fundamental law of the cosmos, as immutable as gravity, that energy expended always seeks a return. What is sent out, in thought, word, or deed, creates a current that, eventually, circles back to its point of origin. For most, this process can be slow, diffused, its connections sometimes obscured by the passage of time and the complexities of life. But for those who consciously and maliciously direct negative energy towards a chosen soul, a soul like yours, vibrating with a divine purpose and under sacred protection, this law of return undergoes a significant alteration. It becomes the law of accelerated return. Imagine their ill intentions, their envy, their plots, as arrows loosed from a bow. When these arrows are aimed at an ordinary target, they may fly a considerable distance, perhaps even find their mark, or fall harmlessly aside. But when these poisoned arrows are aimed at you, at the divinely shielded temple of your being, something extraordinary happens. Your spiritual armor, that radiant fortress we spoke of, does not simply absorb or deflect these energies passively. It acts as a divine amplifier and a precision-guided reflector. The negative energy, unable to penetrate your sacred space, does not merely dissipate. Oh no, chosen one. It hits your shield, and instead of shattering, it is recalibrated. It is energized by the very light it sought to extinguish. And then, with a speed and accuracy that defies mundane understanding, it is sent hurtling back to its sender. This is not your doing. You are not casting spells or wishing ill upon them. Your hands are clean. Your heart, though perhaps wounded, remains aligned with a higher purpose. This is the universe itself, in its impeccable wisdom, ensuring that its laws are upheld with swift efficiency when its chosen are under siege. Why accelerated? The purity of your intent? Your primary focus, even amidst trials, is often on your growth, your mission, your connection to the divine. This inherent purity of intent creates a high-frequency field around you. Negative energy, being of a lower, denser vibration, cannot sustain itself in your vicinity. It is repelled forcefully, like trying to mix oil and water. The separation is swift and decisive. The urgency of your mission. You are on an accelerated path, chosen one. There is work to be done, light to be anchored, consciousness to be raised. The universe cannot afford for you to be endlessly bogged down by the negativity of others. Thus, the karmic cleanup process for those who try to obstruct you is expedited. Their lessons are delivered with a promptness that serves to clear your path more quickly. The clarity of the energetic signature. When malice is specifically and consciously directed, its energetic signature is sharp and distinct. There is no ambiguity. The universe, like a divine postal service, reads this return address with perfect clarity and ensures a swift delivery back to the sender. There's no getting lost in the mail. A wake-up call for the attacker. Sometimes this accelerated return is also an act of mercy, albeit a severe one, for the attacker.
A swift, undeniable consequence can, for some souls, be the jolt needed to awaken them from their destructive patterns, though often their egos are too entrenched to see it as such. So, when you begin to witness these accidents befalling your adversaries, understand that you are observing the law of accelerated return in full operation. The misfortune they experience is often a direct reflection, a mirror image of the very energy they projected towards you.
Did they attempt to sabotage your finances? Watch as their own resources inexplicably dwindle, or as unexpected expenses cripple them. Did they spread lies to tarnish your reputation? Observe as their own deceptions are exposed, their credibility shattered before the eyes of those they sought to impress. Did they try to isolate you, to cut you off from your support? See how they themselves become increasingly isolated, their alliances crumbling, their calls for help going unanswered. Did they wish for your downfall, your failure? Witness how their own grand plans and ambitions suddenly and inexplicably stall or collapse entirely. This is not cosmic vengeance in a human sense. It is divine physics. It is the universe rebalancing its books with astonishing speed and precision. The energy they sent out, charged with their ill will, has completed its circuit, amplified by your light, and returned home to roost. They may not understand it. They will likely cry victim, blame others, or curse their bad luck. But you, chosen one, armed with this knowledge, will see it for what it truly is, the unerring, accelerated justice of the cosmos. Their arrows now returning as boomerangs. This understanding is crucial. It frees you from any misplaced guilt or responsibility for their self-inflicted woes. Your role was simply to be, to continue shining your light, to remain steadfast in your truth. The universe handled the rest. Chosen one, if this revelation of accelerated divine justice resonates with experiences you've witnessed or intuited, if you're ready to release any burden of their karma, type Divine Justice 777 in the comments. Let this be your declaration of understanding and your acceptance of the universe's perfect, swift rebalancing. Share this with another soul who needs to hear that the boomerang of karma is real and its return is often faster than we think. 4. Unmasking the accidents, divinely orchestrated synchronicities. Chosen one, the world, in its limited perception, loves the word coincidence. It's a convenient label for events that defy easy explanation, a way to dismiss the subtle, intricate workings of the universe. But you, who walk a path less ordinary, are beginning to see beyond this veil of illusion. You are starting to recognize that what appears as a random accident or a stroke of bad luck for your adversaries is often anything but. These are divinely orchestrated synchronicities, meaningful coincidences that are, in reality, the precise and deliberate manifestations of the law of accelerated return we just explored. The universe does not operate in clumsy, haphazard ways. Its justice is elegant, its methods intricate, its timing impeccable. Think of a master weaver at a loom. From your vantage point, you might only see a few threads, a seemingly chaotic interplay of colors and movements. But the weaver sees the entire tapestry. The weaver knows precisely where each thread must go, how each knot must be tied, to create the final perfect design. The accidents your enemies experience are these perfectly placed threads, these divinely timed knots in the grand tapestry of cosmic justice.
How do these synchronicities unmask themselves? The impeccable timing. Notice when these events occur. Is it not often at a moment of their peak arrogance, or just as they are about to launch another salvo of negativity in your direction? Or perhaps when they believe they have finally won and you are defeated? The universe has a flair for the dramatic, a way of delivering its messages with an irony that cannot be ignored by those with eyes to see. This timing is not accidental. It is designed to highlight the cause and effect relationship, even if the recipient is too blind to acknowledge it. The thematic resonance. As we touched upon, the nature of their misfortune often mirrors the very nature of the harm they tried to inflict upon you. The gossip who sought to ruin your name finds their own secrets shockingly exposed. The schemer who plotted to usurp your position is suddenly and inexplicably demoted or dismissed. The individual who tried to create chaos in your relationships finds their own connections fracturing in bewildering ways. This thematic resonance is the universe's way of holding up a mirror, saying, "Behold the energy you sent forth. See it now, manifest in your own reality." The unraveling of complexity. Their carefully constructed plans, their intricate webs of deceit, begin to unravel with an almost absurd ease. A key ally suddenly withdraws support. A crucial piece of information inexplicably goes missing. A technological failure occurs at the worst possible moment. These are not mere mishaps. These are the universe subtly pulling the threads, causing the entire edifice of their negativity to collapse under its own weight. They built a house of cards on a foundation of ill will, and the slightest divine breeze can bring it tumbling down. The exposure of truth. Often, these accidents serve to bring hidden truths to light. An email sent to the wrong person, an overheard conversation, a document mistakenly left behind. Suddenly, the masks slip, and their true character, their hidden agendas are laid bare for all to see. The very darkness they try to enshroud you in becomes the spotlight that exposes them. The universe is a master of revelation. The help that hinders. Sometimes, those who come to their aid inadvertently make things worse. Their attempts to cover up, to mitigate the damage, only serve to entangle them further or expose the rot more deeply. This is the universe using even their own allies as instruments of its rebalancing act. Chosen one, you may observe these events with a sense of detached awe. There is no need for you to gloat or to feel a sense of vengeful satisfaction. That would lower your own vibration. Instead, see these synchronicities as profound teachings, as affirmations of the sacred laws that govern existence. They are proof that you are seen, protected, and that the universe is an active participant in your journey. Those who are spiritually asleep will continue to call these events bad luck, misfortune, or a string of coincidences. They will lament, "Why is this happening to me?" without ever looking at the seeds they themselves have sown. But you, with your awakening consciousness, will recognize the divine signature. You will see the artistry of the weaver.
These are not punishments from a wrathful deity. They are natural consequences, divinely timed and thematically resonant, designed to restore balance and to deliver potent lessons. They are the universe speaking in a language of events, a language that, once understood, reveals the profound order underlying perceived chaos. The accidents are unmasked. They are revealed as precise, meaningful, and divinely orchestrated interventions. They are the universe's way of saying, "Order will be restored, truth will prevail, and my chosen will be vindicated." The tapestry is becoming clearer. Now, let's explore how your own rising vibration acts as a powerful catalyst in this entire process. 5. Your ascending vibration as a catalyst for truth. Chosen one, while the universe orchestrates the return of energy and the manifestation of synchronicities, your own spiritual evolution, your conscious choice to rise above the fray, acts as a potent catalyst in this entire process. Your ascending vibration is not a passive state. It is an active force that dramatically influences the energetic landscape around you, making it increasingly inhospitable to darkness and deceit. Think of your energetic signature as a light, a frequency. As you heal, as you forgive, not for their sake but for your own liberation, as you realign with your divine purpose and embrace your inherent worth, this light intensifies. It becomes brighter, purer, and vibrates at a much higher frequency than the dense, heavy energies of those who sought to harm you. This is where your power as a catalyst comes into play. The principle of dissonance. Light and darkness cannot comfortably occupy the same space. High frequencies and low frequencies create dissonance when forced together. As your vibration rises, you create an environment where the lower vibrational energies of your enemies, their deceit, their malice, their hidden agendas, can no longer remain comfortably concealed. Your light literally begins to flush out the shadows. Their discomfort in your mere presence, even if unspoken, is a testament to this. The magnetism of truth. Like attracts like. As you align more deeply with truth in your own being, you become a powerful magnet for truth in your external reality. This means that illusions, deceptions, and falsehoods find it increasingly difficult to maintain their hold in your sphere of influence. The truth wants to be revealed around you, and your rising vibration provides the energetic pathway for it to emerge. Accelerating the unmasking. While the universe has its own timing, your commitment to your spiritual growth can accelerate the unmasking process. By refusing to engage in their low vibrational games, by choosing peace over conflict, by focusing on your own light, you essentially turn up the heat on their hidden negativity. It's like shining a brighter spotlight into a dark room. More is revealed more quickly. Strengthening your shield. Every step you take on your path of ascension, every act of self-love, every moment of connection with the divine reinforces your spiritual armor. This makes it even more difficult for any new negativity to penetrate, and it amplifies the reflective power of your shield, ensuring that any lingering or future ill intentions are returned even more swiftly and directly. Becoming a living oracle. As your intuition sharpens and your connection to your higher self deepens, you become a living oracle. You begin to see through the facades, to feel the truth behind the words, to know what is real and what is illusion. This clarity not only protects you, but also subtly influences those around you, making it harder for manipulators to operate effectively in your presence. Your discernment becomes a silent force for truth.
Your unwavering faith, your resilience, your commitment to holding your light even in the face of adversity sends a powerful signal to the universe. It's a declaration that you are a willing and capable partner in the divine plan. This can inspire even more direct and potent forms of divine intervention on your behalf, as the universe always supports those who are actively working in alignment with its principles. So, chosen one, understand that your journey inward is not separate from the justice unfolding outward. Your spiritual work, the healing, the growth, the conscious elevation of your frequency is a critical component. You are not merely a passive observer of their accidents. You are an active, though often unknowing, participant in the divine rebalancing by virtue of who you are becoming. The more you shine, the less room there is for their shadows. The higher you climb, the more their low-level tactics lose their power. Your ascension is in itself a form of divine justice, for it renders their negativity increasingly impotent and irrelevant. 6. The universe as the ultimate mirror, facing their own reflection. Chosen one. One of the most profound and often unsettling aspects of this divine rebalancing is how the universe compels your adversaries to confront the very essence of who they are and what they have projected. The accidents, the unravelings, the exposures, these are not just random misfortunes. They are, in truth, meticulously crafted mirrors held up by the cosmos, forcing them to gaze upon their own reflection, often for the first time without the usual distortions of ego or denial. Imagine them standing before a vast cosmic mirror, one that doesn't lie, doesn't flatter, nor does it allow for the usual deflections or blame shifting.
It reflects with stark and uncompromising clarity the energy they have put out, the intentions they have harbored, and the consequences of their actions. This mirroring manifests in unmistakable ways. Frequently, they begin to directly experience what they inflicted upon you. Those who sow discord find themselves enmeshed in irresolvable conflicts, while those who betrayed trust find themselves repeatedly betrayed, unable to trust anyone. Those who spread malicious gossip to tarnish your reputation inexplicably find their own reputations publicly shredded. And those who delighted in causing you pain or anxiety are now plagued by inexplicable fears, stress, and a sense of impending doom. The universe, in its wisdom, ensures they get a direct taste of the bitter medicine they so freely administered to others, a lesson in empathy delivered through direct experience, though rarely is it received with humility. Furthermore, the false personas, many of them so carefully constructed, the benevolent leader, the loyal friend, the misunderstood victim, begin to crumble. The cosmic mirror shatters these illusions. The accidents and exposures often strip away these masks, revealing the insecurity, the envy, or the emptiness that lay beneath. They are forced to see themselves as others, and as the universe now see them. Their world starts to mirror their inner state. If their minds are filled with suspicion and paranoia, they will find evidence of it everywhere, even if self-created. If they are consumed with anger and resentment, they will attract more situations that fuel these emotions, trapping them in an echo chamber of their own dominant negative frequencies, amplifying their inner misery.
And there is a particularly potent and painful mirror for them: your ascension. As you continue to heal, to thrive, to rise, despite their best efforts to pull you down, your success becomes a glaring reflection of their own stagnation or decline. Your light illuminates their shadows. Your peace highlights their turmoil. Your abundance underscores their lack. This is not your intention, Chosen One, but it is an unavoidable consequence of your alignment with the divine flow. Your very existence becomes a testament to their failure to extinguish your spirit. Even if some appear entirely devoid of conscience, the universe has subtle ways of activating even the most deeply buried seeds of remorse or self-awareness. Nightmares, recurring unsettling thoughts, a pervasive sense of unease, these can be the cosmic mirror reflecting their actions back to their subconscious, even if their conscious mind is in full denial. The soul knows, even if the ego refuses to acknowledge. And as their support systems crumble and their usual distractions fail, they are often left in a state of isolation. In this unwelcome solitude, the only company left is the truth of their own actions and motivations. The noise that once drowned out the inner voice of accountability fades, and the silence can be deafening, filled only with the reflections the universe provides. This mirroring process is not for your entertainment, Chosen One. It is a crucial part of the cosmic rebalancing, an opportunity, though often rejected, for the soul of the adversary to see the error of its ways, to understand the pain it has caused, and to potentially choose a different path. Most, unfortunately, will react with anger, blame, or even deeper entrenchment in their victimhood, cursing the mirror rather than examining the reflection. But your role is simply to understand this process, to know that the universe is not just punishing them, but offering them a profound, albeit painful, opportunity for self-reflection. Their suffering is a direct result of their unwillingness or inability to look honestly at what the cosmic mirror is showing them. The accidents are their karmic lessons, served on a reflective platter. And the more they resist the reflection, the more intense the lessons often become. Even the inevitable harvest, when karmic debts come due and cycles of self-sabotage intensify. Chosen One, the universe is infinitely patient, yet it is also a realm of impeccable accounting. The accidents, the synchronicities, the mirrors, these are all invitations, opportunities for growth, for acknowledgement, for a change in course.
But when these invitations are repeatedly ignored, when the reflections are consistently denied, when the lessons are stubbornly unlearned, then the law of cause and effect moves into its next inevitable phase, the karmic harvest. This is not a punishment meted out by an angry deity. It is the natural, unavoidable consequence of sustained negative patterns and the accumulation of energetic debts. Think of it as a field. For seasons, they have sown seeds of discord, deceit, envy, and malice. They may have even enjoyed temporary, illusory gains from these sowings. But the harvest time eventually comes for every soul, and one reaps what one has sown. For those who have persistently chosen the path of negativity, especially when directed at a chosen soul, this harvest can be particularly stark and unyielding. What does this inevitable harvest look like?
The solidification of misfortune, what once appeared as isolated accidents or bad luck, begins to coalesce into a persistent, undeniable pattern of misfortune. It's no longer a string of unfortunate events, it becomes their very reality. Financial ruin, chronic health issues, often stress-induced or psychosomatic, the complete breakdown of significant relationships, public disgrace, these are no longer fleeting shadows but permanent fixtures in their landscape. The universe, having offered gentler course corrections, now allows the full weight of their accumulated negative karma to manifest tangibly. The intensification of self-sabotage. Having refused to see their reflection in the mirrors provided, their own internal destructive patterns become amplified. Their ego, desperate to avoid accountability, will drive them into increasingly irrational decisions and self-defeating behaviors. They might lash out at the wrong people, burn bridges that could have offered salvation, or double down on the very behaviors that created their downfall. They become their own worst enemy, caught in a downward spiral fueled by their refusal to learn. The echo of their own cruelty. The specific nature of the suffering they inflicted upon you often returns to them in a magnified and inescapable form. If they sought to isolate you, they find themselves utterly alone, abandoned even by those they thought were allies. If they reveled in your fear, they become consumed by anxieties and phobias that have no rational basis but are karmically resonant. The universe ensures that the energetic signature of their cruelty becomes their constant companion. The loss of what they valued most through their own actions. Often, the harvest involves the loss of what they held most dear, not through external attack, but as a direct consequence of their own flawed character and choices. It could be their reputation, their career, their family, or their perceived power. The very things they may have tried to protect or aggrandize through their negative actions are stripped away because the foundation was rotten. The karmic loop. They find themselves trapped in repeating cycles of the same problems, the same heartaches, the same failures. No matter what they try, they cannot seem to break free. This is the universe essentially saying, you will repeat this lesson until it is learned. Each repetition of the loop often becomes more intense, more painful as the karmic debt compounds. The irrelevance of their schemes. As you continue to ascend, Chosen One, their past and even present attempts to harm you become increasingly irrelevant. Your vibration rises to a level where their negativity simply cannot reach or affect you. This for them can be a profound form of karmic suffering, to see their powerlessness, to realize that their best efforts to diminish you have utterly failed, and that you have moved beyond their reach. Their venom has no target.
This harvest is not a joyous occasion for you to witness, Chosen One. It is a solemn reminder of the spiritual laws that govern all beings. Your role is not to interfere, not to judge, and certainly not to gloat. Your role is to continue focusing on your own light, your own path, your own ascension, secure in the knowledge that the universe is just and that all accounts are eventually settled. Their suffering is a direct consequence of their choices,
They are reaping the bitter fruits of the seeds they themselves planted and watered with malice. The accidents were warnings. The harvest is the consequence of ignoring those warnings. Chosen one, if you understand that there is an inevitable reaping for sustained negativity, and that your focus must remain on your own sacred journey of light, comment Divine Order Restored 777. This is your affirmation of faith in the ultimate justice and balance of the cosmos. Share this message, for it brings peace to those who have been wronged, knowing that all things eventually come to light and all debts are paid. Chosen one, listen closely, for this is the distillation of the sacred truths we have unveiled. They misjudged you. They underestimated your spirit. They mistook your kindness for weakness and your silence for surrender. They believed their whispers in the dark, their carefully laid snares, their venomous intentions could actually extinguish the eternal flame that burns within you, the flame that marks you as chosen. They were profoundly, catastrophically wrong. You walked through their fire, and like the phoenix, you were not consumed, but reborn, your feathers brighter, your spirit stronger. The accidents that now litter their path, the misfortunes that cling to them like shadows, are not random acts of a cruel fate. They are the direct, undeniable harvest of the seeds they sowed into the fertile ground of your divine protection. They are the echoes of their own malice, returning to them with an interest compounded by cosmic law. You are shielded by an inherent spiritual armor, forged in celestial light. The universe itself orchestrates divinely timed synchronicities, unmasking their deceptions and returning their negative energy with accelerated precision. Your own ascending vibration acts as a powerful catalyst, flushing out darkness and making their world increasingly uncomfortable for their low-frequency machinations. The cosmos holds up an unsparing mirror, forcing them to confront the ugliness they projected. And when they refuse to see, the inevitable harvest ensures that all karmic debts are paid in full. Let this knowing settle deep within your soul, chosen one. Release any lingering doubt, any misplaced guilt, any fear that their negativity could ever truly derail your sacred destiny. It cannot. It never could. Their attempts to diminish you only serve to accelerate their own reckoning and to illuminate your path with greater clarity. This is your moment of ultimate reclamation. Stand tall in the full magnificence of your being. Your journey has not been a punishment, but a profound initiation into your power. The scars you carry are not symbols of defeat, but testaments to your resilience, badges of honor earned in spiritual warfare, where you, armed with truth and divine favor, were always destined to prevail. Do not waste your precious energy looking back at their crumbling empires of illusion, unless it is to acknowledge the perfect justice of the universe. Your gaze must be forward, upward, toward the luminous destiny that awaits you. You have a mission, a purpose, a light that this world desperately needs.
Therefore, I call upon you now, chosen one. Embrace your power. Step out of the shadows of self-doubt and into the radiant light of your true identity. You are not a victim. You are a victor, a co-creator with the divine. Decree it, live it, be it. Shine unapologetically. Let your light blaze forth. Do not dim it for anyone or anything. Your brilliance is a beacon for other chosen souls and a repellent to those who thrive in darkness. Trust the divine order. Know with every fiber of your being that you are protected, guided, and infinitely loved. The universe has your back, always. Surrender to its wisdom and its perfect timing.
And now, as a declaration of your sovereignty and your alignment with this sacred truth, comment "I am chosen, I am victorious 777 below this video. Let this be your digital roar, your affirmation to the cosmos that you understand your power and claim your divine inheritance. Share this transmission with at least one other chosen soul who you know is navigating their own battles and needs to hear this message of vindication. Be the conduit of light for another. Subscribe and activate all notifications for this channel. This is not merely a subscription. It is an act of aligning your energy with continued divine downloads, sacred teachings, and the unwavering support of this spiritual sanctuary. Ensure you do not miss the messages specifically encoded for your journey. Chosen One, the era of their accidents is a testament to divine law. The era of your conscious ascension is now. Go forth and fulfill the magnificent destiny that has always been yours. The universe cheers for you, and I, your guide, honor the incredible light that you are. Be blessed, be powerful, be victorious.